I am yet to find a runner who has not had tight hamstrings at some point along in their running career. So this little sequence is really specific to hamstring length. It's great to do after a run or within about 20 minutes of getting back from your session. You don't need any props, it's just yourself, a mat, a little bit of space on the floor, and we're gonna work on length, joint mobility, and that neural dynamic release, which gives you a release in the hamstrings and also helps with your lower back. So we're going to start this one positionally down on our lower backs, and we're going to work through different positions, challenging the hamstrings in different areas, adding a little bit of rotation and flexion. So we'll start off nice and simple with your knees hip width apart. You're going to interlace your hands behind your right knee. Go nice and heavy with that grip. Relax that right side leg. And all we're going to do here is flexing at that right heel. Just start to extend that heel straight towards the ceiling and just hold it there. All right, you're gonna feel the stretch down the back of that leg, and that is absolutely perfect. Start to point your toes and then flex your heel. Pointing at the toes and flexing at the heel. So your head is relaxed. You've got your legs supported with your palms, toes back towards your nose, and then to point. All right, so we're just doing a little bit of a neurodynamic release here before we start to incorporate a chin tuck. You've got last 8, 7, trying to loosen up not only the muscles and tendons, but the nerves at the back of the leg as well. You have 3, 2, 1. The toes come back to your nose and hold. All right, here's where it gets a little bit tighter. Tuck your chin in, start to curl and lift. Feel that stretch increase. And slowly relax to lower. Keep the toes back towards your nose. We go again. Curl, tuck, and lift. And slowly coming all the way back. So you're gradually getting a little bit more length down the back of the body, maybe even tucking your chin a little further. If it is too much for your hammies, you can just have your right leg slightly bent. And we've got 3 more here. Getting a little closer and getting a little bit more wind up down the back of that leg. Last 2. Toes right back, tucking that chin in for your last 1. And then let your foot come flat. Give that leg a little shimmy from side to side. We're gonna go straight on over while we're here on our backs to the other side. So interlacing your hands behind that left side leg. And all you need to do is just straighten that left leg. It'll feel a little bit different to the right. They always do. A little bit of asymmetry is okay. And just start here nice and simple with a toe point and a toe flex. So just warming up that neural aspect at the back of the body before we add that little bit of a chin tuck and get that upper body involved. Shoulders staying nice and flat. Toes coming right back, getting length down the back of that leg. You have 5, 4, 3, 2. Pull the toes all the way back to hold. Start to tuck your chin in toward your chest. Curl, lift. And then keeping the toes back as you slowly lower. So this is gonna wind up a little deeper down the back of that leg. Tuck, curl, and lift. And slowly lower. So we've only got 5 here in total. Incrementally, maybe getting a little bit further. And if it is too tight, all you need to do is just soften that left leg. Just slightly bent. We'll just take the pressure off the back side of that body for the last 2. And you've got 1 more here. Chin tuck all the way in for your very last 1. And then from here, relaxing your legs and just go for a little shimmy, shake it out from side to side. Position number 1 is done. We are on to position number 2, trying to get you nice and loose in different angles. You've got your right leg extended, you have your left knee bent, your heel is touching towards your inner thigh, and we are gonna reach towards our toes. So reaching up nice and tall. If you can't reach your foot, don't worry. Grab behind your calf or your knee. Otherwise, if you can grip your toes, grab for it. And once again, a slight chin tuck. We'll just get that little bit of a neural wind up just to get really, really deep into those hammies. And this time here, we're just gonna start to add a little bit of internal and external rotation. So rather than just a static stretch for your hammies, moving through joint range is gonna get better mobility and better tissue flexibility. Much more functional to running here, getting a little bit of movement from side to side for 10. So you're getting that movement from the hip, internal, external rotation. You've got your toes pulling back towards your nose. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Give it a shake, give it a shimmy, straight on to number 2. So just take that right heel in towards your leg, extend the left leg and reach up nice and tall. You might have a little bit more range on the other side, and if you don't, that's no probs. You can just grab behind your calf or your knee. If you can reach your toes, go for it. And once again, just a soft chin tuck and see if you can have your legs straight. If you need to bend it a little bit, that's okay. Depends how far you've run and how tight your hammies are. And then from here, start to go for that little bit of internal, external rotation. So we're just winding up here into that back body, encouraging a little bit of joint mobility. And rather than just a static hold here, you want to sort of coax the hammies into submission. So just gently decreasing the tension in the back of that leg for 10. And if you are super flexy, you can start to go down a little deeper. Just depends on what you're working with at the time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, coming all the way up. Position number 2 done. We are up to position number 3. So from here, we are just going to spin around, tuck your toes under, and walk your hands all the way back towards your toes. And then from this position, start to straighten your knees. Look between your knees, tuck your chin towards your chest, hamstring stretch. And then coming all the way down, you've got your heels nice and heavy, your eye gaze comes forwards, compression. Tuck your chin in, and as you straighten your knees, look between your knees, hammy stretch. And then your eye gaze comes forwards as you release. So this one's also really good for the feet, ankles, and calves. So you're getting a bit of compression through the front of the ankle, stretch through the Achilles, and definitely a little stretch through the hammy. On this next one, we are just gonna go for a little hold at the top and get into a ragdoll. So from here, hammies on stretch, grab your elbows. And then from here, a nice slow sway from side to side. So see if you can wrap one elbow all the way from the left, across to the right, from the left, across to the right. You have 10 seconds to go. So getting a little bit of a rotation through that lumbar spine. Your head is heavy, your shoulders are relaxed. Definitely getting a nice little stretch into those hammies. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Position number 4, palms come down, and from here we walk out into a pike position. Lift up your heels, not going too far with your hands so you can get really good traction with your shoulders. Push your ribs back, straighten your knees. Start to pedal through your feet, drop one heel. Lift, drop the other heel. Lift, drop one heel. So you're getting a little sustained stretch down the back of the leg, releasing the fascia, tendons, muscles, and that last bit of neural tension that you might have lingering in the back of those hammies. And see if you can get that nice foot ankle mobility as well. So you get a little bit of a double whammy, you're getting a bit of calf, Achilles, but you're also getting length down the back of those legs. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just folding forwards down onto your knees to roll out through your shoulders. It is the final position. We're coming into a lunge position here. So step your left foot forwards. You've got your hands on your hips, and all you need to do is just reach forwards, toes back towards your nose, and you've got that hammy on stretch. Now we are gonna go a little deeper if you've got it, and if you don't, no worries, stay here. Push your hips back, so you get a little bit of compression here. Toes back towards your nose. You can do this one in a high kneel position as well. You don't have to go compression, but it just gets you a little bit deeper. Then from here, the final layer, a bit of rotation. Take your hand to the left and keep winding to the left. So you're gonna start to walk your hands as far as you can. That's it, so you're getting that rotational aspect through the spine, you're getting the stretch through the legs, and centimeter by centimeter, incrementally walking your way further around towards the left, making sure your left toes are pulling back towards your nose. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and unravel back to your start position, kneeling all the way up, back to your high kneel position to shake off the legs, and we're straight into the other side. Right foot forwards. And then from here, the palms come either side of that right foot, toes back towards your nose, and you're welcome to stay here in your high hamstring stretch. Otherwise, you can come into that compression, get a little deeper, keeping the toes following you back towards your nose. And then that final aspect is that rotation. So start to walk your hands across towards that right. incrementally inching yourself further into rotation, centimetre by centimetre. You've got that rotational twist through the spine. You've got that tensional length through the leg. Aiming to get your thumbs back towards your right hip. And you're just here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Walking all the way back to center. Shake and shimmy out through that leg. And you are all done. Your hammy should feel nice and loose. Your hip should feel better as well, even your lower back. And let me know how you go with that nice post-run mobility sequence. I hope you enjoyed your session of Pilates with AB. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow the link below for more exercise snacks, mobility tips, and runner special sequences. Enjoy.